Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, hello there. We're back. Illness and all sorts has stopped us these past couple of weeks, but we are back. I'm Phil. This is Chip Advisor. Today we are talking about the gift that Mike leaves most at people's houses. It's ketchup. How are you, Mike?
Very well, thank you. How now, brown cow?
What are you eating?
Domino's today.
Oh my goodness!
I just got a
that is
phone call.
disappointing.
I just got a phone call from a fellow director in the company who had bought pizza for all of the warehouse, and he said, "Do you want to sneak down and grab a couple of slices?" So I did.
But that annoys me on a lot of levels.
If it helps, it's tomato based rather than barbecue, which is disappointing.
Does help.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got bread at work. I've got a good staple diet now at lunch. I'll have toast with Vegemite, 2 pieces.
Yeah.
And then for afters, I'll have some Greek yogurt with honey. I've got a squeezy thing of honey. But I realised today we've got no butter. So when the trip down the road was done, I got a meatball sub. East Street Deli meatball sub.
Nice.
Absolutely disgusting.
Oh dear.
I had one of the 4 meatballs and took the other 3 meatballs out because they tasted like I assume do, and it was vile. It's still repeating on me now, just that one meatball. Anyway, we don't need to talk about meatballs. I mean,
can I just say that really, I think when you're having Vegemite on toast, you don't really need the butter. I've come to this conclusion. That actually the butter's not necessary. The taste of the Marmite is so strong that you don't taste the butter anyway.
Well, Marmite might be, but I'm talking about Vegemite, mate, and you should not.
In both scenarios, it still stands.
Yeah, but it goes well with the butter.
Yeah, but it's not
that
necessary.
The pizza you're eating, if you just had cheese
I'd be happy.
No tomato, right? Okay,
I'd probably be happier.
We're also here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
Blessings, friends and listeners. I'm very well. I've not had my lunch yet, but I'm very excited of my new kitchen purchase. We've just bought a soda stream, and it might be overstating things, but I think it's a life-changing purchase.
Oh wow! I bought one about 5 years ago, and to be fair, it was. I'll just stop your intro music. It was life-changing for a good 3 months, I reckon.
Right. Okay.
But that is exciting, though.
Very exciting. I'm sitting here with my lime and soda.
Oh, yes.
Because paying 12p for it in the pub is too much for me. I must make my own.
Have you got any Dr. Pete?
I have not got any Dr. Pete. I've got some Peppy.
Oh, is that what it's called? Is it right? Okay. Yeah. Oh, amazing. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to. Yeah, we'll have to come round and try out the soda stream. Okay, great. Right, we've got so many questions about ketchup that I kind of am tempted to start with the questions. But like any good teacher, I will have questions at the end.
Hands up.
So, yeah, questions at the end then, please. So, I'll tell you a little bit about ketchup, or catsup, as it's still known in some places in the world. It started around 300 BC. Oh, let's play Guess the Country, Mike. Where do you think ketchup came from?
Italy.
Italy, Lewis?
Let's think. Tomato, Mediterranean. I tell you what, I think Mike has actually maybe gone for a good choice. I'm going to go Greece.
Okay, see what you've both done there is thought, where does tomato ketchup come from? And the problem is that ketchup, when it started in 300 BC, they didn't use tomatoes. So yeah, it actually started in Southeast Asia, in China.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of the original. Now, you know, like you watch cookery programs and they say, "Oh, has your dish got a nice umami?"
I beg your pardon?
They say umami, like a salty sort of meaty flavor.
Is that what it means? People say it, and I nod.
Yeah.
Right, I never knew what it meant.
you have like sweet. Think you want a sweet, sour. You want umami. You know, in your dishes, so you've got everything there. So yeah, so it was one of the first umami flavors out there, and it was not made with tomatoes. It was made with fish scraps, meat waste, and soybeans at the time.
Oh no!
Yum yum yum.
No.
And in those days, it wasn't something you'd buy to pour over your chips either. It was runnier and was mainly like a base for other sauces rather than the dish we know and love now.
Well, is this really ketchup then?
Well, it's catsup,
Okay.
which is what ketchup came from, and indeed some people still call it catsup because that is what it's called in many places around the world.
Who does?
Oh, okay.
Who does?
No, nobody I know calls it that.
Oh, in China they do.
Okay.
Need to diversify my friendship group.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So yeah, so it was more of a paste or a thinner sauce actually that you would put in at the start of a dish. So your sauce had that nice flavor going, the umami flavor. Anyway, it spread along the world trade routes that you are so familiar with, Michael.
Oh yes.
And by the 1700s, British traders took it home with them and fairly quickly corrupted the flavor and the recipe and kind of took bits from it and then changed it. But the golden era for ketchup was the 18th century, when you first see cookbooks using ketchup recipes in there. One was made of 100 oysters, mussels, mushrooms. You get mushroom ketchup, walnut ketchup, lemons. They even made some with plums and peaches, I think. I can't quite remember. I wasn't there, but I vaguely remember reading that. And all of these components were like boiled down into a syrup and left with loads of salt to ferment, and that gave them sort of like a spicy, highly concentrated product that they could put at the start of sauces. Mushroom ketchup was apparently Jane Austen's favorite. So
was it really?
This is what I hear. This is what I hear.
Well, Jane Austen's never left mushroom ketchup in my house, but Michael has definitely left tomato ketchup in my house.
Yeah, it's weird, this, isn't it, Mike? You do tend to do this. Why do you carry a bottle of ketchup with you everywhere you go? In your car, in his car, he genuinely does do this. It's weird.
No, it's true. Under the passenger seat, if you're ever a passenger in my car, just have a little delve underneath, and you will find, amongst other things, in my emergency kit, a bottle of ketchup.
Hang on, what else is in your emergency kit?
Well, like deodorant, toothbrush. What else have I got under there?
Oh, the thought of brushing your teeth with a toothbrush that's been under the seat.
Yeah.
Deodorant,
weird.
toothbrush.
Toothpaste?
Oh no, a body spray. And I do mean body spray as well. It's rose at the moment, rose scented.
So deodorant and body spray.
Yeah, well, you've got your underarms to deal with first, to deal with long-term perspiration. Then you've got something just to give it a bit of pep.
To give who a bit of pep? To give what?
Me a bit of pep. Me a
Where
bit of pep.
Where are you spraying that?
All over.
All over, and then walking through it.
I'll sort of spray it and then I'll dip my head into it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hair gel.
Oh, wet look or? Because I went to the barbers. It's a rare treat. Well, not a treat because I'm terrified of them. I went to the barbers a couple of months ago, and at the end, it was Turkish barbers. He said, I'll put some powder in your hair."
Like, powder, all the rage.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, but he just like sprinkled some weird flour in my hair.
Yeah, use this with the boys all the time now. Hair powder.
Whereas I was cutting my own hair, I have little need for a barber these days. But I've got the old skull shaver out. I think it's come up on previous episodes.
Yeah.
Ran out of battery after the first stroke. Had 10 minutes before getting to a meeting. Desperately searching for a hat.
Oh. The danger.
That's another thing I've got. Hats.
Heart-shaped head. Hats, yeah.
Woolly hat. And some boiled sweets. Oh, and paracetamol.
Wow. And what are these kept in, or are they just kept loose?
They're loose.
So you've got a loose
passenger seat.
Loose toothbrush underneath your passenger seat.
Yeah.
That is lovely. That.
I need to clarify. When it felt maybe derogatory that Mike leaves his ketchup at at my house. I mean, I have not bought ketchup for many a year.
You're welcome.
I'm very happy that he leaves it behind.
Yeah. So basically, the reason I have it is, well, first and foremost, it's if I'm out and about and this is more traditionally, this is an old school thing for me, really. If I saw a nice chip shop I liked, I'd stop and I begrudge paying a fortune for a sachet. But actually, more recently, it's coming quite handy when I go to people's houses and we're going to get a takeaway in or whatever. And I say, "Oh, have you got any ketchup, please, for my chips?" And they produce a supermarket own equivalent, or even worse, Daddy's. At that point, I'll nip out to the car and say, "Oh, thank you, but I've got my own." But to make up for what might appear being a bit rude about the stocking of their cupboards, I then leave the bottle with them.
I mean, some listeners might think he is making this up or he's spinning us. This is absolutely true.
It is.
It's happened on multiple occasions in my house.
Yeah.
So do you go to like Booker's or some wholesalers and bulk buy a load of ketchup? So when you've left one at, say, Lewis's house, you can quickly refill it? Or
no, I I'll know when I'm running low, or I'm out, and I'll just top up at petrol station or whatever.
Oh, it's quite expensive at a petrol station. You could have just bought sachets at a chip shop, to be honest.
Can't put a price on good ketchup, and sachets are an absolute pain.
Right. Okay, fine.
I feel like we've had this conversation before, Phil, but we're quite fans of cheap ketchup, aren't we?
I mean, I was going to save it, Lewis, but we've gone there early.
I apologise.
No, it's fine. I mean, it wasn't going to be hopefully the highlight of the podcast, but you never know. It's hard to tell. But the big reveal. I much prefer cheaper ketchup. Much prefer it because it's more vinegary, and I like that.
Vinegary, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And Heinz, I get annoyed with the separation and look, I've opened a bottle. Oh, good, I've just poured some effectively excess.
We've talked about this
juice.
before, haven't we?
Yeah,
I've given you the analogy. I've given you the analogy.
Yeah. I don't need that. I don't need.
We're not allowed to share that, are we? Because this is a family podcast.
Family podcast. Quick edit would be nice, ideally. Got a busy weekend, so let's.
Fine, I won't mention it.
Inflammatory.
Okay, well.
That'd be.
Maybe there's no way around it, is there? Really? I'd like to allude to what I'm talking about, but
no, it's fine because I think you said it on another podcast and had to edit it then.
Okay, fine.
So it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I don't like the excess juices flowing out of my ketchup, Lewis. What about yourself? Is that why? Is it just a vinegar?
Yeah, no, I like the vinegar. I think I like it's kind of thin and the runniness of it. I don't need it to be so thick and yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right. So big reveal. That was exciting. Oh gosh, just the one meatball, and it just keeps repeating. Honestly, it's not good. Before I came on air, because it kept repeating. Then I've got a pot of my squirty honey on my desk, and I just squeezed a whole load into my mouth just to hope that it would stop the repetition. It hasn't. So
you needed a game of mince or mince.
Oh,
that would have really helped you out.
Oh, Harry, get well soon. Harry is poorly. As he said on other podcasts, probably doesn't want to make a big deal of it. Anyway, in 1812, the first recipe for tomato-based ketchup came about by a man called James Mees, who was a Philadelphia scientist, and he's credited with developing ketchup. And he wrote that the choicest ketchup came from love apples, which is what tomatoes were called. That's what they were called because some believed tomatoes had aphrodisiac powers.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why they were called that.
I'm not particularly feeling turned on by this base. I'll be honest on the Dominoes.
Well, I'm really pleased to hear that whilst talking to me. If anything, good. So before vinegar became a standard ingredient, the main issue that these tomato-based ketchups had was that the fruit would decompose really quickly, and tomatoes were only grown certain seasons. Storage of them wasn't ideal, and by the time they got round to nearing growing season again, they were like rotten. You couldn't serve it really. Vinegar got introduced, and then a relatively new company called Heinz, you may have heard of them, introduced their famous formula in 1876, and that contained tomatoes, distilled vinegar, brown sugar, salt, and various spices. They also introduced their glass octagonal bottles, so customers could see what they were buying.
And it always tastes better out of a glass bottle.
A bit like Coca-Cola.
Out of a can. Yeah. Oh, well, Coca-Cola's out of a bottle as well is good as well. Yeah. Well, what ketchup would be like out of a can, I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, no, definitely glass bottle, always best.
It's hard to buy the glass bottle in shops now, isn't it? Don't they just do squirty? But you can get like glass...
what you want to find yourself is one of those budget corner shop brands like One Stop or Nisa, and they'll happily sort you out a glass bottle.
Okay. So with the glass bottle then, and I know this will be one of our questions. I think James asked this. How do you get the ketchup out of it?
It's all in the rest, mate. Firm shake. Firm jolted shake.
Shake, not a tap.
Oh, not a tap. No.
Do you find that what happens is you'll end up with either none on your plate or absolutely insane quantities of ketchup on your
but better
plate?
to have too much rather than too little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why the ketchup gets stuck in a glass bottle, or indeed why it gets stuck in a squeezy bottle when you've reached maximum squeeziness? You don't know, Lewis? Do you know?
Oh, I'm going to say there's a vacuum is formed, which needs to be broken. Please tell me I'm correct.
It sounds good, but it's actually because ketchup is a non-Newtonian fluid.
Of course.
That's my second choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore it's a fluid that does not follow Newton's law of viscosity, and it has a varied level of viscosity depending on how much stress you put on it.
Does that matter if it's Heinz or a different brand?
Well, it's less so with the cheaper brands that have got a higher vinegar content. But Heinz, it has slightly less vinegar in. So what happens is you'll get that. It won't, if you've got water and you're pouring water out of a bottle, it will all drain out. It's all the same thickness all the way through. Whereas ketchup, you picked it up, Mike's shaken it, which has in a way made things worse because he's put various bits of the ketchup under stress and various other bits not under stress, which is why you'll get a bit come out and then you get loads come out.
Well,
so it's all because
of science, Phil. Very good. It's like having Johnny Ball on the podcast.
Johnny Vaughan?
Johnny Ball.
Johnny Ball. What is it? Was he from Little and Large?
No, that was You're thinking of Bobby Ball, who was part of Cannonball.
What we needed Zoe's dad. It could be
yeah, Zoe Ball's dad.
Right. Okay. Didn't know. I was unaware that she had a dad. I mean,
I should have used Gaz Top as a reference, or
nope. Still
no. Freddie from How To? No.
Oh, Gaz. How for now? Yeah. Okay.
I would have said Fred Dinage, but where we live, Fred Dinage is only associated really with Meridian News.
Yeah. Good old Fred Dinage. So some people used to believe that the best way to get ketchup out of a Heinz bottle was by tapping the 57 logo. They got, on the front it says 57.
That is a strong bit of marketing by Heinz.
Well, that's what people used to do a lot, and in a way they were right because it did put it just moved the ketchup around a bit, put it a bit under stress, and then allowed it to be flowing out smoother. But it obviously was very hard. Yeah. It's very hard to do. But that is why it gets stuck there. Obviously, I think we've said this before, that by the time Heinz introduced their 57 logo, they had over 60 varieties at that point.
Incredible.
And do you know what the 57 stands for?
Oh, we did this with baked beans, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, I can't remember either.
Well, it's Mr. Heinz and his wife's favourite numbers, 5 and 7. They just chucked them on there because they'd seen it on another product.
Right.
And they thought it makes it look classy. So then they introduced the squeezy bottles, and even then, you find that there's some in the bottom, isn't there, where the air, is problematic still, and they've recently invented, or scientists have a way of getting. It's called like easy flow plastic or something. So the ketchup bottles will either now be or soon be lined with this material, which will make nothing stick to it at all. So the ketchup will run down the side easy, and you won't have those bits left in the bottom.
I wonder in this day and age, really, whether there needs to be a movement back towards the glass bottle, given how easy it is to recycle glass compared to plastic. And not just because I think it tastes better.
Yeah, I'm all for it. But it does, often. I mean, I wonder how many injuries were caused by people shattering glass as they just, trying to jerk it in that motion. Yeah.
Don't do that. Please don't keep doing that motion on screen.
Okay. Sorry.
I've got a little life hack for getting the.
Oh, hello.
Getting the ketchup out the end of your bottle. You're not going to like this, Mike. I'm going to level with you.
Okay.
The kids call them life hacks these days.
Yeah. Top tip.
I always have in the cupboard big bottle of vinegar. Take the top off, and like when you're washing out your bottle, instead of washing out of water, bit of vinegar in there, add to it, shake it all around.
Oh, for goodness
absolutely
sake.
Clear bottle by the end.
Oh, this is good, Lewis.
There you go, and it even adds a bit of vinegar to your ketchup as well.
No, I don't like that.
You're welcome.
Therefore, that will improve the Heinz flavour.
We used to. It's only now I've just remembered this after probably 25 years.
I know what you're going to say.
We called a ketchup spoon.
Yeah.
It was a very long-handled little spoon with a little ladle at the bottom that you could use to scoop ketchup out of a bottle. Did you ever have that, Lewis?
No. Was it like a Sunday spoon?
It was
like the days of the week, but
it was a long plastic spoon with a little ladle at the bottom, but it would go inside the head of a glass ketchup bottle.
And that was all it was for, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely didn't have Heinz in my house growing up, so there was no glass bottles.
I doubt we had Heinz, but other ketchups used to be in glass bottles
too.
Did
they? That was what I was about to ask. I don't remember other brands being in glass bottles, but I'm sure they must have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, Dr. Dre. That definitely was the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I haven't prepared a quiz because, well, let's be honest about this. Poor Harry, who's poorly, was meant to be doing the ketchup episode, so I've been frantically doing research. So I'm wondering whether Mike, you can come up, or Lewis, you can come up with a quiz quickly during the quiz intro. Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, no problem.
You reckon you're capable of that? Because we've got a lot of questions, so I want to get the quiz done and then we'll hit the questions.
No problem.
Okay, let's do the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
Okay, so quick thinking, and we're going to basically have some tension music, please, Phil.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'll chuck some tension on for you.
Okay, guys, you're going to take it in turns. It's first to say a word that is disqualified, and then you're out. So it's last man standing. I want lyrics, just words, from Last Ketchup's hit, the Ketchup song. Any word that features in the song. You can't, obviously, once one's gone, it's gone.
I'm excited that we're going to have the shortest quiz we've ever had.
Because the chorus, famously, as Phil just played, was in Spanish, but there were 4 verses in English.
Were there?
Yeah.
Right.
So, any word at all that features in the song. Lewis, we'll start with you.
Hey. I'm going to go with hey.
Yeah, I know you are.
Uh-oh.
Just double checking, because you might think that hey is in there.
I did, because that was my answer. And that was the only line that I heard from what I just heard Phil play.
My knowledge.
I'm going to let you have hey, because it's hey in Spanish.
Well, that's what I heard.
But it's spelled J-E, to be clear. It's not.
That's exactly how it was spelt in my mind as I said it.
Sounded the way you pronounced it, a bit mince and mince here. It sounded like you were doing "Hey Boy, Hey Girl" by Chemical Brothers.
Well, I apologise. No, I was definitely going with the Spanish pronunciation.
No, of course. Okay, so Phil, over to you.
Well, if he's doing "Hey,"
I'd be very careful, Phil. Very careful.
I'll go for because she said a hey. She said a hey. So I'll go for
Ha is there, spelled J-A.
Yeah, knew it.
Feel free to use any of the English words that were in it.
I'm not entirely sure there is.
No.
Oh, there are. And I'll sing it in a moment.
Literally, that bit that Phil played is what I know of that song.
Just pick an English word, lad. Come on.
I think I'm going to go that the word a is in there.
What?
A,
as in the letter A.
Yeah, I think so.
Just gonna check. It truly is tense.
It's surprisingly in a bit kind of tense. It kind of looks like it's been shopped together quickly, this quiz, but I'll level with you.
Lewis, I'm sorry. A is not in there. And therefore, Phil is our winner this week.
Hooray.
And answers we could have had, Mike?
Friday night, it's party time. Feeling ready, looking fine. Viva Diego Numwando. With the magic in his eyes, checking every girl inside, grooving like he does the mambo. And he's the man, Ali and Ella Disco. Playing sexy, feeling hotter. He's the king, Baliano El Ritanga. And the DJ that he knows well. On the spot, always around 12. Plays the mix that Diego Mexicon La Salsa. I fire and he dances a la canta. Yeah, there's more, but not the word A in anywhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, Lewis.
Many things is brochure, how he comes and disappears. Every time it moves, it hypnotize you. Some will call it chulia, others say that it's real Rastafari Africano. And he's
Phil wanted to go for the non-edit version of this podcast.
Playing sexy, feeling hotter. Okay, all right. If you just prepped a quiz.
I've let myself down.
I'm sorry.
I've let you down. I've let everyone down.
I'm so sorry. I'm here trying to run one of the UK's biggest belt companies, and you're giving me all this. The
pressure is real, isn't it?
The pressure is real. Yeah. Come on,
what are
now,
the consequences? A shortage of belts in the UK?
Yeah. Certainly a shortage of belt sales for my company.
Just everyone being a bit like the smartest giant from town.
Yeah.
In the Julia Donaldson book, just walking around, the trousers keep falling down.
Yeah, I've got belts to make. I got thread that needs snipping.
What was the belt?
I was just saying, in the belt world, Phil, what would be in the quality of the ones you stock? Which brand of ketchup would you be most related to?
Oh, well, that's tricky because we are.
Are you the ketchup of the leather belt world, or are you the?
Do you mean ketchup or do you mean Heinz?
Heinz. I apologise. The Heinz. Are you the Tesco's value?
Well, we only make full grain leather belts here. These are premium belts that will last you a very long time. So I would say we're top end. Yeah. But I'm not a huge fan of Heinz, so I don't want that to reflect on the belts that we make here at Ashford
in the
Ridge.
Smartest Giant in town.
Yeah.
What was the belt?
Well, no, he had a belt, didn't he? And he turned it into like a bridge or something.
But that's what I'm saying. What did the belt become?
Was it a bridge?
I have no idea what you're talking about at this point.
I am a grown man, Malcolm.
Anyway, we've got loads of...
His belt helped a dog who was crossing a bog.
So a bridge in a way.
In a way, yeah, sort of a path.
Right, we got questions, and much as I'd love to talk about belts, all day, like I do.
It is my favourite children's book.
Is it? Oh,
Smartest Giant in town. My belt helped a hog who was crossing a bog. But look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town.
Was he from Yorkshire?
Yeah, he was.
What about sharing a shell, though? Quite like sharing a shell.
Yeah.
If we're doing that age range, I prefer sharing a shell.
Lewis,
Actually,
favourite children's book?
Bear Snores On. Actually, Bear Snores On. We used to have one with the button.
Yeah, but you've got children slightly younger than me. But I think my children's favourite and my favourite was one called The Great Goat Chase.
Oh,
that
which
sounds
if you have not,
like a Lidl's own book.
Oh no, it's it's high quality, and the voices that I used to do with it used to keep the children very entertained.
Well, you can't just do that and us move on, Lewis.
Let's see your goat then. Let's see your goat.
Well, it was little busy bee buzzing by, and little busy bee used to sting the goat's bottoms. And if little busy bee doesn't get goat out of the goat field, then I can't remember what happens next because it's been a long time since I read it. But
was that the busy bee voice?
Yes, a normal voice, really.
Yeah. I apologise. I don't have the book in front of me.
Did you do the goat? Could you do the goat? Could you just talk to Phil about, say my favourite ketchup is in the goat voice?
No, the goats didn't speak, ironically. The goats were sort of naughty and had to be chased out by Big Pig, who used to pump up his big shoulders and chase the goats out of the field. There you go.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
One day I'm going to hear the Cypriot national anthem at like the Olympics or something and think, how on earth do I know that? Where's that from? Yeah, really weird.
Questions. Sorry.
Questions. Right. I'm going straight in with a phoned in question from Mum because I laughed at her down the phone because I feel like she's been tricked.
Okay.
She's heard that you can use ketchup as a cleaning product for things like brass and windows and random things like that. Now,
well, vinegar is quite a natural cleaning product for lots of things. So I suppose if you had a ketchup with a high vinegar content, it would make some sense.
But she said you can use it for like pots and pans and stuff like that. But the issue then, obviously, is that you need to get something else to clean the ketchup out. It's not going to bubble up and disappear.
Because if that were the case, before recycling your ketchup bottles, you wouldn't need to wash them; they'd just wash themselves.
Good one. And that is true. Before this new technology comes in, the Easy Glide. Yeah. Okay. So it just felt like a horrible trick that someone would pay on, a lady who's 70 something to ruin all her.
Just buy some Mr. Muscle or something. I would, Mum.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's go with a question from Instagram from Camille's Cakes, Bakes and Lessons. Does it have to be Heinz, and can you tell the difference?
Yes and yes.
Lewis?
I can't remember the order of that, but no and yes.
Okay. But so I will have Heinz ketchup, but I just prefer something a bit more vinegary. Is that the same with you, Lewis?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. James on the Twitter, I don't know where he feels like he's got the right to ask this many questions, so we'll rattle through them. Anyone prefer a glass vessel over the plastic?
Amen.
Yes.
Yep. How do you get the remaining 10% out of the bottle? Well, we had that earlier. Is ketchup a rare case of food where brand makes little discernible difference to the quality? A bit like Magnums in that respect.
Oh, no, it makes all the difference. What's wrong with people? It makes all the difference. The two sauces taste completely different.
But they don't, do they, Mike?
But they do.
I've just looked up. There's a brand of ketchup, and I couldn't remember it off the top of my head, that I really enjoyed when we were on holiday a while ago. Stokes' ketchup.
Oh,
Stokes.
Get
it's
over
really
yourself,
good,
Lewis.
Isn't it?
I knew it'd be Stokes. They use it in
Haskins of ketchups.
Do they? Is it?
They use it in Haskins, Lewis, which is a garden centre nearby.
Oh, that's where I might have had it. A sachet of.
Oh, dear. I mean, in fairness to Stokes, their sachets are of a suitable size, unlike Heinz.
Yes. Yeah.
Stokes sachets are like the equivalent of like 5 Heinz ones.
Yeah.
Even those little squeezy pouches, which I do quite like, because you don't have to use your teeth. But no, not a fan of Stokes.
Okay.
Well, it's as they say, made in Britain, enjoyed everywhere.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, Britain first.
We're still looking for a sponsor here. So Let's not diss too much.
Our just in case you wondered, our belts are made here in Britain as well. Does anyone enjoyed everywhere they are worn? Everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, does anyone call it catsup anymore?
Well, people in China, I think we established.
Yeah, I think they actually call it catsup.
I'm going to China in April. Not very happy about the whole situation.
Are you going to the Canton Fair?
Yes.
Oh, I've been there so many times, mate. You're going to have a great time.
No, I'm not. Anyway, not happy at all. And I've got to spend 3 days in Hong Kong, and one of them is a down day. The other two I'll just be feeling down. But I only discovered this morning there's a Disneyland in Hong Kong. So
yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'm all over it.
When you fly into Hong Kong,
I'm
pretty sure it's Hong Kong. You fly in, and the plane goes between buildings because the actual landing strip is on an island.
Oh gosh.
I think it was Hong Kong. Yeah, and then you get the train from inside the airport, like where you land, to the actual main airport itself with like the base.
Right.
Yeah. You'll have great fun in a way, Mike.
I'm not really looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit intense because I'm going with one person, a colleague from work, who I've probably spent outside of work about 3 hours of my life with. And I'm about to spend 9 days, just me and him in a country. And I'm just nervous about how intense that's going to feel. But what better to break the ice than a day out with Mickey ears on and enjoying some fireworks and some rides?
Yeah, you. I think Hong Kong you'll be all right as long as you don't open your mouth or say anything about anything really, or just get arrested.
Okay.
Likewise in China. But but so just be careful what you say. Like like sometimes we have to edit things out.
Yeah.
You won't have someone to edit stuff out.
No.
Please can we record a podcast live from China?
Maybe I'll do one live from Disneyland.
Yeah, good luck because they don't give you access to all the internet.
Okay.
You'll need to use a VPN. Anyway, I'll talk to you, mate. Oh, good luck with that.
Thanks.
You'll have fun. There's a slim chance I might be going at the same time, actually.
Oh, I mean, that would be incredible.
We'll probably talk about this off air, but do you know which phase you're going to? You're going to phase 1, I assume.
I'm going April 9th to 18th. I'm out there.
Yeah, phase 1. I won't be there then. Okay. But it'll look a bit suspicious that brothers are going out a week after each other. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Ketchup,
quite paranoid about China. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Well, they blocked my phone. I went on Facebook once and they blocked my phone for like a day. Just completely disabled it. Yeah.
Okay.
They're fun. Why do people put ketchup on bacon rolls when it should be HP sauce?
Interesting. They've gone for HP sauce rather than brown sauce there. We haven't quite reached the things where we're saying, Heinz sauce, have we? But
no.
HP have cornered the market pretty successfully there. Well, I'm partial to either, really.
I'm partial to either or both.
I once went on a game show on the radio on BBC Radio 5 Live with Danny Baker, where it was called the Sausage Sandwich Game, and you had to guess various questions about people, and they, a celebrity, and it was Robbie Savage, and I had to guess whether he would have red sauce, brown sauce, or no sauce at all on his sausage sandwich, and I correctly guessed that he'd have red sauce, and I won the game.
Was it because you think he's simple?
No, and it was a tough one. It seems to be a bit of a north-south divide on that one, actually. I think a lot of people up north like the brown.
I don't mind a bit of both, a bit of both. Yeah, I'm like
not at the same time, though.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, what is wrong with you?
You got your sweet and you got your umami, spicy, lovely.
Pick a corner.
No, I'm happy being on the fence on that one.
I don't need to. I have both corners.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Both corners. What shape are you if you've only got both corners, Lewis?
I'll ponder upon that for a.
Okay, cool. Does ketchup belong on pizza? On pizza sounds insane. I assume they mean as a dip.
No.
I like it on pizza. You know my pizza setup, don't you?
Baked beans or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, my ultimate pizza setup is pizza, baked beans, grated cheese, ketchup.
Right.
It's rare that I go to those extents, but that's my. If I was having a real treat and I was alone, I would have pizza, beans, great cheese, ketchup.
So hang on. So are the baked beans on the pizza, or is this like a next to it as an accompaniment?
Yeah, no, it's the equivalent of cheese and beans on toast, but on a pizza.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, Mikey. No, Mikey. That was so not right.
It's outrageous. We want brown and red sauce, where you've just gone for every item of food under the sun on a pizza.
I once wrote to HP Sauce to see if they wanted to sponsor my wedding.
Would you have had to wear brown?
No, I would. Well, my plan was they would give me, I don't know, £1,000, which at the time probably could have bought you a small country, and I would put HP Sauce bottles on the table at the wedding breakfast because my wife's called Holly, I'm called Phil, H&P. It would have worked. It would have been beautiful.
That level, yeah.
They wrote back and said, unfortunately, they're not looking for new sponsorship opportunities currently. But
if they'd said, yeah, you could do it, but the bridesmaids' dresses all have to be HP Sauce brown, would you have gone with it?
I could have tied it in with a nice sort of dull 60s sort of vibe, 70s.
Where would you draw the line? What if they ask you to have a HP logo on your breastplate?
How much money am I getting for this?
£1,000.
Yes. Yeah. I mean I think our wedding in total cost about £2,000. So
okay.
Yeah, that would have been. I'd have worn an HP logo. It was the first wedding I'd ever been to. I had no idea what I was doing. I assumed everyone went for sponsorship opportunities.
What if they said your wedding car had to be one of their lorries?
Just get us from A to B. I mean, Holly might have been less keen on traveling in a lorry, but would have been.
Would you have pushed for it at £1,000?
I think I still would have. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the logo, the lorry, the brown bridesmaids dresses.
At this point, translating, I mean, that was nearly 18 years ago. So we're probably talking about £10,000 now.
Okay. Well, okay, they're paying for your wedding. So
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Great.
I didn't conduct Phil's wedding, but if I had been, I would have been very happy to produce an anecdote based on involving HP Sauce for the wedding address.
What would that sermon look like, Lewis? Because I know you're pretty quick on your feet with this stuff.
Yeah. Well, HP Sauce, Houses of Parliament sauce. The first miracle that Jesus performed was turning water into wine, which took place in a house. We would have started there. We would have ended up somewhere.
See, I would have talked about the fusing of flavors and difference coming together to form something beautiful in HP Sauce. And Phil,
you wouldn't have talked about things getting fruity.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry, Phil.
Yep, right, okay. Now we've said fruity, we can move on. Yeah. Mickey says, I hate tomato ketchup. True story. That's not a question, Mickey, but thanks. Claire says, does everybody keep an emergency bottle in their car or just my husband? That will be your Claire, Mike.
Yeah.
Dave says, please inform Leanne that it does not belong anywhere near a roast dinner.
I think we've called this out before. I think Dave has called this out.
Yeah,
before.
He needs to.
I feel like Dave needs to. He needs to. Well, he just needs to. I know you're not meant to say this these days, but Dave just needs to grow a pair and take these things up with his wife himself, rather than trying to get us involved.
It's a bit like getting your friend to ask a girl out.
Yeah,
it feels like that. If he really cares, then he'll just get rid of her.
Maybe they've lost his pair and they ended up in your role.
Wow, that's a lovely callback.
That is
strong.
That is great work. Okay, we've got a question from Joe. Bit rusty on the soundboard. I'll level with you.
It's all right.
Bit rusty. Why does Mike like ketchup when it falls into the sweet and savoury category? Surely, I feel I can't trust anything he says anymore.
Well, I think the second part of that is valid. I would say it's not sweet.
What's So, okay, how high up is sugar in the ingredients list?
Yeah, quite high.
There's sugar in everything, guys. It doesn't mean it's sweet.
Right.
There's sugar in bread. That's not sweet.
Well, it's inert.
There's sugar in baked beans.
Harry's
That's
already
not
told
sweet.
you that bread is inert.
There's sugar in bolognese. That's not sweet.
Okay, 22.8% of ketchup, Heinz ketchup, is sugar, Mike.
Well, that's a disappointingly high number to hear. Ready for the onset diabetes.
When you consider that only 1.8% is salt.
Well, that's a challenge for me. Something I have to consider.
Yeah.
I need to talk about this because it's mind over matter. Now, we've not talked about this properly yet. Phil, I don't think you've heard about this at all.
Oh no.
We went round to a friend's, myself and Claire, the other night for dinner. Her name's Pippa, and she's recently started listening to the podcast. Delighted to be invited around for dinner. We haven't seen her for a long time, and she is a fantastic cook.
I feel bad that I pressed sad music now, so I don't know where it's going. And
no, it was quite sad.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
It was quite sad. So I said, "Oh, what's on the menu tonight?" Oh, she said, "Chicken, mash, vegetables, gravy." Okay. I'm in. Game on. Serves it up. Chicken is in the gravy rather than to be poured on. I take one bite. What is this, Pippa? This tastes unusual. Oh, it's my favourite gravy. Your favourite gravy, Pippa? Yeah. What's the key ingredient? Marmalade. Marmalade gravy.
And for clarity, she has done this because she's listened to the podcast.
Yeah. Marmalade. Great. I couldn't eat it. That was it. It was game over.
She done it as a trick or what?
No.
This is just ridiculous.
No, it genuinely is her favourite way of doing gravy is putting marmalade in it.
Seems very aggressive.
Very Vicar of Dibley. Yeah, I was perplexed by it, and at that point it was game over. I just stuck to the mash.
So she put marmalade in the chicken, in the gravy, but then
in the gravy that went on the chicken.
Right, mate. Well, that is quite sweet.
Marmalade.
It feels like a great prank.
Well, everyone else mopped theirs up, no trouble at all.
Did she give you a specially prepared serving, or did you see her dish it up the same as everyone else?
No. This was a genuine family recipe.
Wow, that is
marmalade gravy.
Well, if Pippa's listening, she's a mutual friend of all of ours. I think that's fair.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to come round for chicken and marmalade.
Yeah.
Well, let me know what you make of it, please. But
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. No, it's a no from me.
I hate marmalade because I find it too bitter. But with gravy, with the saltiness, it might be. Yep. Well, we'll await our invite, Lewis. Okay. Next question. Charlotte asks, fridge or cupboard?
Oh, fridge.
We generally go cupboard, but that's more just because of space issues rather than any real strong feelings about it.
I can't think of a single food I'd rather have in the cupboard than in my fridge.
Right, hang on. So this again.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Dried pasta.
I'll have it in the fridge.
Okay, great.
Tin of beans.
I'll have it in the fridge.
Marmite.
It's a bit tricky. I'll have it in the fridge.
How are you spreading that?
With like one of those trowel things you use for grouting.
Okay, great. Right, okay. I may just throw things at you mid-conversation because I'll get thinking about what other things you probably wouldn't want in the fridge. Yeah, I mean, any boiled sweets, they're immediately going sticky.
That's a good point. That's one I'll accept.
Thank you.
In the fridge, not a problem.
Well, we can play this game till the cows come home, but the correct answer was cupboard. Heinz say that their ketchup it's got a safety rating to allow it to be in cupboards It can be stored at room temperature, absolutely fine. But they suggest storing it in the fridge just to make it last longer if you want to.
There you go. Starts to go quite dark if you leave it out the fridge for long enough.
I love it dark. Dark.
I've got a bottle that's been in the bottom drawer of my desk at work for nigh on a year now, and it's really dark.
Yeah. I mean, that is stored in a cool, dry place, to be fair. So you've done exactly what a lot of things require. Yeah. Ocean says, in my house, it's called Dip Dip. What other names does this mysterious condiment go by?
Tommy K.
Okay. Is that seriously you say that? Is that to be
passes to Tommy K? Yeah, I think I probably have done that from time to time.
How embarrassing. How old are you?
That's more embarrassing.
What? How old you are?
Yeah.
I am a grown man, Malcolm.
Yeah. Yes, because tomato sauce. I always think ketchup was a brand name, but I was about 4. But yeah, so tomato sauce, ketchup,
red sauce,
red
or brown.
Yeah.
James says that ketchup was known as blob in his family.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you want a blob?
That reminds me of ladies' time. No.
Okay, great.
The phrase on there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you haven't left any of the words out of the phrase, Mike. I mean, you've tried to be subtle, and then you said the whole phrase, but just in mixed up form. Yeah. I don't think subtlety's your forte.
Is this the time already?
Yeah. Right. Mickey says, when its key ingredients come from something so disgusting, slimy, and unpalatable as a tomato, how does it taste so good and improve almost every dish you have? Doesn't really taste of tomato, so does it? It's like banana flavored things don't taste of banana.
I kind of agree with it. Was it Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine.
Yeah. I agree with him on this one. I can't be coping with sort of a tomato in its a raw tomato in its natural essence, but tomato ketchup, yes. Tomato soup, yes.
Yeah.
Tomato puree like on a pizza base, yes, but not anything which still looks like a tomato.
That's weird. That's exactly the same here, Lewis. Exactly the same. Mike, do you like a beef tomato? I remember.
Yeah, I don't mind any tomato. I'm quite happy with tomatoes, to be honest.
Raw. I kind of remember Mum biting into a beef tomato like it was an apple.
She did used to eat them like an apple.
Just disgusting. All the seeds and the slime.
She would take a bite and then cover it in salt.
Yeah, that's true. Utterly insane. I mean, making her own version of ketchup and then just biting into it.
Times were hard, but
glass
she would
of vinegar on the side. Job done.
Sugar. Yeah, no, she would like steal sachets of salt out of restaurants. It was that age, and she would keep them in her handbag, and then she'd just take a tomato out, take a bite, and then cover it in salt, and then eat it.
Because we would be at this point, right? We would have gone to a chip shop. And
we're back there again. Chip shop, exactly. Yeah, so Dad have had his bottle of ketchup in the car somewhere.
We would be. I mean, sometimes we would just get a bag of batter bits, or all the shavings of batter that have, come to the top of the surface. They just used to give them away for like 10p or something.
Yeah,
we'd share some batter bits. Mum would get a beef tomato out. Oh, happy times.
Yeah.
Weird. Phil says, is a 1/5 of a bottle an acceptable serving suggestion?
Yeah.
Lewis?
Feels like a lot.
Surely dependent on size of bottle.
Yeah. 20% of a bottle as a serving does feel a lot.
And it also depends on what you're serving it with. If you've got a massive portion of chips, then you might want to. I've taken now to getting the little Bisto pots of peppercorn sauce that you just add boiling water to. And if I have chips at home, like if I tell you what, I really fancy a burger. My wife won't hear this until it's too late, but I quite fancy making burgers tonight. And I'll make burgers. And in the burgers, I'll have barbecue sauce, ketchup, onions, cheese, all of that. But on the side, I'll have chips, and I'll make a little pot of peppercorn sauce to dip the chips into. I think I prefer it to ketchup. It's more of an umami flavour.
You and your umami.
Thank you.
Whenever you say umami, I feel it sounds like you're Vic Reeves.
Yeah,
Shooting Stars.
Yeah. I'm an umami's boy.
Can I finish? I have got one thing I'd like to raise before I go.
I've got one more question.
Then, quick fire.
Okay. Nick says, how much ketchup is too much to buy in one shop? I regularly buy a 1 kilo bottle if available.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, I know the one he's talking about. Not a problem.
Is that in like a Booker's or a Macro or a wholesaler of some sort?
No, you get that. You can get that at the big shop.
Insanity. Is there any meal where ketchup is literally unacceptable?
Roast dinner.
Porridge.
Yeah.
Fair. Can I
go for it?
Just quickly, and it's a complaint that's been on my mind for a while now. All the people that used to be employed by supermarkets to push trolleys, now appear to have been recruited by McDonald's to stand over you and smile sweetly whilst you pour your ketchup at McDonald's. Every restaurant's got one.
What?
And I don't know how this has been, fed out into all of the different restaurants. But find yourself either somebody elderly and vulnerable or somebody.
Oh no, Mike! I don't want to edit this out. So
well, okay. Somebody that looks like they've been pushing trolleys around the supermarket for the last 10 years, and get them in. I don't know what the supermarkets are doing. I don't know who's pushing their trolleys because they've all been employed by McDonald's.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I was in Morrison's yesterday, and the trolley. Where you take your trolleys back?
Yeah.
Someone where they have been put. So many people put their trolleys back. It had blocked the entirety of the road to the point where someone had still kept putting their trolley in and blocked the car in that was behind them. So there was a car that couldn't leave because there were so many trolleys in there.
And you know why?
Because they're all at McDonald's pumping ketchup.
Because no, she's not pumping ketchup. Barbara's just stood there with a dishcloth in her hand, smiling sweetly. You all right, my love?
Well, maybe she's got a dishcloth because she's squirting ketchup on the side and just cleaning with it.
Oh, maybe she is. But every restaurant's got one. Next time you go to McDonald's, look out for Barbara. She will be there.
I'm a drive-through man now, and I like it when they say, "Would you like, any sauces?" And I say, "Can I have several ketchups?" Because everyone assumes that several means 7, so I get plenty.
Yeah,
and a couple of curry sauces, please, for Dad.
Oh, yeah. and some sweet and sour.
Oh, I've not had that.
Oh, yeah.
Not had that. But yeah, I'm a drive-through man, so I don't get to see the pumps much these days.
Well, next time you are McDonald's and are pumping, just look to your right, and there she'll be.
Okay, right, guys, we've got to keep on moving. We're getting on. Lunch break is over. Some of us have got to go and snip some thread and make some belts. So,
Lewis is going to go and save some souls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what are you doing, Mike?
I'm just going to run a spreadsheet or two and eat some Dominoes.
Oh, Dominoes. Yeah. Okay. Well, gents, thanks very much. It's been good to be back.
You.
That's our opinion, not the listeners. And we should be back next week with Harry, hopefully. Hopefully he gets well soon.
Yes.
Take care. See you later.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.